It's you saying
Now
your
it's
time
recording. Sorry.
is more important than my time. So if I'm ever at a meeting, I'm going to start as close to start time as possible. Number two, when we do these PowerPoints each week, we're going to try to put a song at the beginning of it to relay how we're feeling this week. Last week we were all excited and happy, and this week we are sad. All right, y'all ready to start? You have anything you want to say before we start?
Yeah, should we turn the music off so we don't get flagged on YouTube for
What?
the audio?
I don't. What?
Yeah.
I missed that.
I got a couple of things.
Okay, go for it.
All right. So this was left on my desk this morning, or maybe yesterday. I don't know when it got there. But whenever you're pulling up cables with tape on them, pull up the tape first. Don't pull them up at the same time, because the tape will stick to itself, and then it becomes a tangled mess, and it is a pain in the ass to take care of it. So if you're ever pulling up stuff with tape on it, pull the tape off and then roll the cable.
And I talked to the people who were on shift that night, and it's likely that it was somebody new to the building crew who just didn't know that.
Yeah.
And I was told that the message was passed along anyways, but
Yeah.
it's good to know just right off the bat. Anyway, that's my piece.
All right. So this first thing is, Octavio did this. He's not here for me to pick on.
He's in spring break.
He tried, but he put the skirts on upside down. It's like, yay, he did it. But he tried, right? So I wanted to give him props, even though he did it erroneously, he still tried. All right? And so even though he's not here, if y'all know him, make sure that y'all said that I gave him, I talked about this in the meeting. So, all right. Next up, work orders. Oh yeah, there's the objectives for today. You guys have that on an agenda in front of you, so I'm going to spend a lot of time. I assume you can all read because y'all are all college students, and being able to read seems to be imperative for being in college. Calling in a work order. Do we need to go through this?
Yes.
Okay. Who wants to read the first bullet point there? Go for it.
I say.
If the situation requires immediate attention or occurs after 4 p.m. during the week or on the weekends, then call housing maintenance at 817-272-2000.
Who wants to read the orange bullet point immediately following?
Me.
Go for it.
Then report in Rakin.
I don't know what that means. Okay, what's the next bullet point? Who wants to read that one? Is your hand up? Your hand's up, you're reading.
If it's during regular working hours during the week and the situation doesn't require immediate response, then go online to uta.edu/fixit to fill out a work order.
So what happens if you can't remember the URL off the top of your head? What do you do?
Google it,
Yeah. Fucking search, right?
It's like yeah.
Alright. Who wants to read the next orange bullet point? Go for it.
When communicating online, use Red's email address as an additional
What's Rhett's email address? That's hard to remember, isn't it?
What's my boss's name? Rhett. What does he wear?
Is it
Was-
actually Red?
Was that with one T's or two?
Actually, it's 2 T's, 1 E, no A, 1 H. H is after that.
Alright.
They changed the work order system a little bit, so you can put in your email address and mine. So if you submit one, then they'll let me know what's up, which is
Has anyone in this room ever submitted a work order through the online work order system? What happens?
They send a mail to me and then the comments also.
What does the mail say?
The work order number,
Ha ha ha! Why don't you read the last bullet point there?
reported in Raken, noting the WA number, work order number.
There you go. Any questions on this? Okay, what if somebody calls you at the 10 o'clock in the morning and says, hey, a student vomited on the floor? What do you do?
You call.
What?
Find the janitor.
There you go. How do you find the janitors? Wander around the building?
They're on
Do you-
radio, aren't they?
They should be.
Are they on our channel?
Yes.
Yeah.
should.
What do you call them?
Housekeeping.
There you go. Call for housekeeping. And it happens because sometimes they don't answer, that they don't answer. What happens when that happens?
Is someone work order?
go back to number 1. So I'm looking at you,
Immediate attention.
because you read it.
If it requires immediate attention or occurs after 4 p.m. during the week or the weekends, then call housing maintenance at 817-272-2000.
Would you say that vomit on the floor requires immediate attention?
I would say that it would require immediate attention. Yeah.
You are correct, sir. Yes, sir.
If you call from like a university phone, you just hit 2000, right?
It's
Or-
2,000,
2000.
or you have to dial 9 to get an outside line. Either way it works. So this happened over the summer 2 years ago. Building supervisor on a Saturday afternoon was called because there was a cheerleading group and somebody had taken their feces and wiped it all over the bathroom in the foyer.
Classy.
There. Our high school girls. What do they think? It could have been boys, but I didn't graduate, so this one's a girl. What do we do in that case? Are y'all gonna clean up poop?
I'll answer for you. No. Nope.
Let me say, I did not hire you, Rhett and Wolf did not hire you to clean up poop or clean up vomit. You will have to take out trash from time to time. And if you get in trouble, you will scrub trash cans. Who wound up with that dude? Ah ha ha ha. If you get in trouble, you will scrub trash cans. But that is not part of your daily activities,
Poop
right?
and vomit is not the other duties of society.
Yeah, it's called like biologic refuse or something like that, and y'all don't have to do it. If something like that happens, and somebody from the CIC calls you, tell them to call housing maintenance. But do it next. We want to play nice with our friends. Okay? Any questions? We need to talk more about work orders? No? Moving along. What's the next one? Oh, focus groups. Who wants to read that? Small print. Okay, are y'all all done reading it? Alright, so we need a couple of building folks and a couple of technicians to meet with David with some kind of focus group if you want to do that. Speak now,
Not that David.
David Albert, our director.
Do you know what time it would probably be at?
He'd sit around and know.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
you two guys?
I'll do it.
Okay, anybody from the building? You want it? Alright.
For those of you who may not know where I mean, David is your boss's boss's boss, so just
Alright. I need one more building supervisor. Awesome.
I just like to put out the community for what it does.
So not the first.
Cool. Alright, we will be in touch.
The first one.
Next up is closet projects. Last week, we were excited. We were going to be like, do y'all know what these guys are, the Thunderbirds?
Mm-hmm.
They're like the Air Force stunt flying team that they all have to work together and communicate. They do all these intricate tricks, right? And that's why we have to be here because we have 32 closets, 35 closets, right? Excluding the ones in the building that we don't control. 35 closets. So, and not only that, but we're open from 7 to 11. We have people coming in before 7 and we have people staying after 11. We all have to know what all of us are doing all the time, right? Or else we lose things or things get done wrong, we have to go back and fix them, or we do things 3 different times, right? Okay. So, I used the example last week of the Thunderbirds for the way we have to coordinate our efforts. And I was very excited about this, the closet project, because our closets are scary. They make me cry at night. I'm sad and lonely. And I was excited because I thought we had a good plan for going through and sorting out the closets and for making them workable, livable spaces, right? Instead, I got a sad, dying eagle. Don't fear. This eagle was hit. He flew into a windmill. So he lives happily now in an eagle reserve. He didn't actually die, but this is a very sad picture. Okay? So, anyhow, I was very excited last week. We were all very excited last week. This week, not so much because we find stuff like that. Let me see if I can do this here. we turned the volume off. Damn it.
You have to go back and then forward to reset the audio. Oh, hey, look, it's going.
Yeah. Oh, maybe it'll play through this one.
It should.
Oh, I don't have any.
Oh, it's not gonna play.
No, it's playing. I just don't have
Well,
any.
yeah, no audio.
Yeah. It's just not very loud.
Oh yeah, the laptop speakers don't pick it up as well. You'll need to go back a bit.
You ready?
Yes.
You're gonna need to close the old one.
It's paused.
But yeah, turn it off. Literally 10 feet. It's under closed door. And like when I first started here, been really effective training on some.
That one.
I said, well, surely the closet's full. Yeah, it is. Oh no, linear room.
If you combine to put it up and somebody's in there and you can't, put it in the report.
We can't get mad at you.
This is from the meeting last week. Like we literally just talked about this. If you communicate, we will know what's going on. My text, you should have gotten an email from me with this YouTube link and how to check it. Each week I will upload the meeting audio on Mondays. So, and I will try to email you all to let you know that it's been out there, but if not, just check it Monday evening. If you missed the meeting for any reason, the audio is up there and your responsibility is yours to check it.
Okay. So what was mentioned in the meeting last week? Anybody recall, based off that little snippet there?
I think we were talking about accountability and talking about basically not doing that, making sure things are put away properly.
So these tables are outside the door, right? So that closet must be full, right? Is the closet should be full, but it's not. We literally just talked about this.
Hence the sad dying eagle.
Yeah. There is no excuse for any of these coming slides to even have existed.
Okay. Who wants to read this slide?
When did we start storing tables outside leaning against a wall?
You know what? Let's just go around the table. Everybody can read one.
Apparently, we need some trash can cleaning time.
Hoarding tables. What's wrong with this picture?
Simon, I'm glad it came to you. You've been around for it. You're the most senior supervisor in this room.
Yeah.
So, do you see anything wrong with this picture?
They're leaving 6 foot in there when you shouldn't be.
Yeah, there's that. Anyone else?
So
Yeah, what is it?
The 500 part, small one.
That one?
Yeah.
Where does that go?
Upstairs.
That's right. Anyone else? What? Which one?
Flatbed.
Oh, the flatbed carts? Yeah, where do those go? One goes in the bank closet and one goes in where? That's right. Anything else? Trash can? The cocktail table cart? Yeah? You have insider knowledge. We'll get to that in a second. Alright, so we talked about the tables. Who's up next? Pranav, you read. Go for it. What does it say?
How many tables can be in
What do you think? There's 5 here. We already saw some outside, right? So in the stage closet in Bluebonnet, we have part of our fire extinguisher system. It's the pump that fuels the water for all of our sprinklers, okay? So if the fire marshal came in and checked our building, if there's anything inside that cage, he red flags the building and evacuates it immediately. Do you understand the importance of this? That's an empty fucking bag sitting on the floor. And there's a dolly, there's some tie straps, and a hanger. Are you shitting me? A hanger? We can't put it.
I don't even
There's
know.
a trash can right next to it. Alright?
I don't even know why that bag would be in there in the first place. There's no purpose of being there at all.
I know why.
Yeah, like it shouldn't even.
Okay.
Well, no, I'm saying like it shouldn't even like leave Blue Bonnet at all.
Yeah. Moving on, there's a milk crate, which probably came from catering, legitimately. Do we know what this is?
Is that pipe and drape? It's really hard to tell.
Close. It's off-site stage skirting. Why would there be off-site stage skirting in the Blue Bonnet stage closet? And here's a stool. All inside the cage.
In case the fire marshal wants to sit down or something.
Apparently so.
cry.
Y'all know what this is?
Pipe and
See if I
drape.
can drink this.
It's a bucket of pipe and drape drapes. Let's go back, shall we? There's a pipe and drape cart. You can't really see it because it's behind this folding mold coat rack. There's a second pipe and drape cart right there. But yet somebody in their infinite wisdom decided to drop an entire tub of pipe and drape drapes right there. So the fire marshal could pick this up. What's that?
Can you see back up?
Yeah. What's that?
It's like a podium that, again, does not need to be anywhere near Blue Bonnet.
Where do we store our accordion style podiums?
Hollow closet.
That's right. Where do we use them?
Upstairs.
Yeah. What about the backdrop? Where do we store that? That's right. Oh, now I know why the backdrop bag is in there. So who in here worked on, I guess this is, what day was this? Was this last week?
Yeah, it was last week.
Was it last week? No.
No,
it was
no,
after
it
No,
Monday.
was,
this
it was,
week.
it was this
So
week.
who in here worked on Monday night? Monday afternoon, Monday night. Monday afternoon, Monday night. Were you here by yourself on Monday afternoon and Monday night?
Building supervisor?
Okay. Anyone else? Okay.
Good.
So you're new, Kate. You're not in trouble. We got to break all this shit down when we're setting up for the next day, because that's how stuff like the backdrop gets lost. All right.
Well, it's not good.
How about this?
Oh, what?
There's a Phoenix this. And power tables. Let's go in the
Was
closet.
this also
right
Monday
there.
night?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I took all these pictures on Tuesday walking around the building. Okay,
Oh.
so
A brief aside.
yeah.
I'll file this on a list of text messages I don't want to get while I'm sitting at my desk at work. No, this is before I came in.
Yeah, this is a list of text messages you don't want to get at 8:30 in the morning from your supervisor. That's what this is. So again, Bernard, what are these back here? Insider knowledge guy?
The properties,
Where do those go?
one stays inside and one in the outside.
One in Obstack, where's the other one go?
Here in the back of, oh, sorry, the space closet.
No, it goes in Powder Row closet. There's even a
Is there
little
two there?
marker in tape in the Powder Row closet and in Obstack.
Oh, okay.
Alright, guys, look, we're trying to make the closets neater and cleaner to make y'all's lives easier.
Should we label carts with where they go? Will that make it easier for you guys?
Actually, yeah.
For the crew, it's really.
Okay.
I mean, all sarcasm aside,
Okay.
And again, it's establishes more
Might as well.
accountability.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they can clearly see where it's supposed to go.
Okay.
Basically, Rhett used the example last week of you show up to an event and somebody's calling you and says, hey, I need this now and it's not here. You go to the closet that it's supposed to be in, it's not there. Now you're on a wild goose chase in the middle of a 250,000 square foot building. And whoever's event it is needed this shit half an hour ago. You know? So basically keeping the closets clean, fire marshal aside, that is probably not going to happen, I'll be honest with you, as being a drama queen there. But it's, you know, you start small and you build out, okay? Closets, keeping them clean, keeping them organized, will bleed out into everything else, okay? So if we're bitching at the janitors, if they're not keeping the bathrooms clean enough, then they'll say, oh, well, look at all your closets. Your closets got shit everywhere. Why are we gonna take care of our stuff and y'all don't take care of your stuff? You bitch at a student who's out here, you know, using marker on one of the tables, hey, don't do that here. They say, well, why not? Look at the shitty mess the closet's in. Why does it matter? Nobody's even going to notice what the feed. You know, if a customer comes in and has a problem with their event, they look at ramshackle state of the building. They say, oh, this building doesn't have their affairs in order. It's our fault their event's wrong, not their fault. Okay? We're doing this so that we can, it's an overall sort of thing, all right? And I want y'all to understand that we're entering our busy time, okay? So it starts when we come back from spring break. That Monday we have off because of the big cancel. We don't have off from work, but it's a slower day for us. And then the Tuesday after spring break, there's an event that needs additional personnel. And there's an event that needs additional personnel, technicians or building supervisors, every day until commencement from that point forward. Sometimes there's 4 of those events happening simultaneously. Some of those additional personnel are going to be working overnight. Like that's the shift, work overnight. All right. Some of the stuff we're going to be doing is going across campus to set up pipe and drill. Some of the stuff we're going to be doing is running a video feed for the TEDx UTA program. Okay? There's a lot of crazy shit that we're fixing to do. And if we don't know what we have, where we have it, or if it works, then we're fucking fully overstocked. Does that make sense? Okay? So, part of all of this stuff, guys, is I want y'all to understand that y'all own this building. Okay? You guys. It's not Rhett, it's not Wolf, it's not me. And we can stand in front of you and scream and cuss and make funnies or degrade people as much as we want. We can hire as many people as we want to hire and fire as many people as we want to fire. But it's not going to get it done. You guys have to take ownership of what we're doing. If you guys do take ownership, it's going to be awesome. It's going to make coming to work here much more fun. It's going to make the students who hang out here during the day enjoy hanging out here that much more. Okay? In college, it's like so many things in life, it's what you get out of it, what you put into it. And if you go into it with a crappy attitude, then it's going to suck. It's going to take forever. You're not going to enjoy it. You're bitching and moaning the whole time. You're going to graduate with a degree you think you can't use if you make it that far, being however many thousands of dollars in debt, and you're just going to be mad at the world. But if you take it and look at it like it's the best time of your life, it's going to be awesome. I'm not saying coming to work at UC should be the best time of your life, but, you know, it is what you get out of it, okay? You guys understand what I'm saying? Does this make sense? All right. So, as you're going through your work, as you look through this list, just in the coming weeks, in the coming months, next fall, if something occurs to you, you have an idea, it's like, look, man, we keep this random thing in this random closet. It would make more sense to be in that closet. Tell somebody, okay? You guys own this place, man. We're just at y'all's beck and call. All right? So if you think of something that is a different way to do stuff, let us know. All right? Does that make sense? Do you have any suggestions right now? What's that, Marcus?
I probably will, but
That just reminded me to write down all the things I'm moving around today.
Okay.
I'm gonna.
So next week, this building is actually closed on Sunday. If you work on Sunday, you still need to come to work. Right? This is going to be a different sort of shift. We have to go through and clear out all the events from Saturday, and basically what we're going to do is we're going to empty the rooms and vacuum them up. Okay? Monday through Thursday, we're going to do our closet project, right? Which we'll get to in a second. Nuvo, this is the company that remodeled our Sierra's Lounge over the Christmas break. They were supposed to be here, they just canceled that. We're closed Friday, Saturday. We will open it on Sunday at 2 p.m. Okay? So when we leave here on Thursday, nobody's coming to work until Sunday. Alright? So whoever's closing Thursday night, you got to set up all the events for Sunday. Does that make sense? It's kind of a wonky schedule, huh? So don't worry. you're saying like, wow, we're closed for 4 days. How am I going to get my hours? If you want them, you're going to get a lot of hours next week. Here's the closet project. The schedule. All right. On Monday, the building folks are going to work in Rio Grande, and the technicians are going to work in Rosebud doing lights. Tuesday morning, we're going to finish whatever we don't get finished on Monday. Tuesday afternoon, we're going to go set up Bluebonnet and Foyer. Our friend Stephanie from downstairs is organizing an event, so we're going to do it right. And then the next two there, we got to do the Bluebonnet closets and the Rosebud closets. And so we're going to kind of attack them however we can because they're such big spaces and we're only going to have limited access to them. And then on Thursday, Rhett Wolf and I are actually going to be in some training, so you guys are going to have to work on your own. So any questions about that? Any questions about anything next week? If you're an international student, you still have to stay under 19 and a half hours. Okay?
During spring break also?
Yes. During spring break also.
You
Summer's
should-
the only exception.
You should have all picked up an availability sheet. It's pretty straightforward. You've already filled it out. Okay.
Letting me
It-
know just what
it's
it's like.
Incredibly straightforward. It has 3 different, approximately 5-hour shifts on it from the time we're opening to the time the building closes. Fill that out and make sure you list your first and second interest of shift because we're going to build a cohesive schedule so that there is always coverage every single day. So just because you want to work mornings doesn't mean you'll get mornings. We also need your second priority. So just fill those out and return them to your respective supervisor.
7 to 5:30.
So maybe. I may actually just put them on at 8, but
All right, you guys have any questions about next week at all? No? Okay, cool.
But if you want to work a double shift, like if you're not available on Wednesday but you still want full hours, I don't have a problem with you working an 8-hour day or maybe even a 10-hour day. Just don't go over hours and make a note of it at the bottom.
And you have to take a half-hour lunch break. If you work more than 6 hours continuously, you have to have a half-hour lunch break. Saturday, like tomorrow, we have this event, Young Cancer Survivors. Who's working tomorrow?
I think.
So you're the only one working?
I work Sunday, not tomorrow.
Yeah. Okay. So just bear in mind if you're in the building tomorrow that the group that's going to be here is
You're on tomorrow.
he's working the Blue Bottom event, right?
Oh, is that one?
So we have downstairs we have the
Oh, yeah.
an alumni event going on.
Ah,
But then
yeah, that's him.
The event that's upstairs is kind of a serious deal. So just keep that in mind.
Do
Okay,
we-
guys?
Do I need a tech for that?
They
Because I
didn't
don't.
ask for one.
Okay.
We don't know how that works, though, don't we? All right. So today's meeting was kind of crappy, I know. I feel like I could have screamed and cussed more. Yeah. Did that stick with Rhett's impersonation of me from last week?
I missed that.
Well,
It is on
There's
YouTube.
a record of it.
Yeah.
yeah, it's on YouTube. I told him I didn't need cussed enough to be a proper impersonation.
I don't want to scare them again.
Also, a note for my technicians: we're going to start tearing down our tech as events end, so that we don't have to wonder where all of our stuff is. So if you're teching an event, and yeah, the handy list there. If you're teching an event and it ends, and you don't immediately have to bail for class, stick around, take the tech that is installed, and break it down, just like you would in a normal teardown.
Oh, I got a note that's been bugging me lately. If we have to pull stuff from bank closet, it does not go in the lift closet when you're done. It needs to go back to bank closet. I don't think the people who are responsible. Well, whatever. Wherever it needs to go, it doesn't
Wherever
go
it
in the
came
closet.
from. Put it back
Yeah.
where it came from.
There's not
Yeah.
enough space in the closet to have, the K12s and the K10s and 2 stands in there
Yeah.
all the time.
There's a reason that we took everything out. I don't know how many people saw Lift Closet a few months ago,
Oh my
like
gosh.
before winter break. It used to be you couldn't even walk in there. There was so much crap. In
No.
there. Mostly because it was like
I'm
all of our
pretty sure
lights were
that
down.
those who are responsible for that are not here right now, and I'll check them out
Or
when I see them
anymore.
again. Yeah, but
So
that's annoying, and I saw it last night.
this goes for everybody in this room. Whenever you tear down, whenever you're taking a room down, put everything in it back where it goes, not just the nearest closet or corner that's convenient for you.
And if you run out of time, your shift ends, you still got a stack of crap that you haven't put away. Ask whoever comes in after you to help out and say, hey, look, I broke this down out of whatever room.
Sorry, I bet you requested interest music.
And if that's the case, you know, you can always note that in the report. And I say can, what I really mean is noted in the report.
And now YouTube's gonna be.
What?
Nothing.
For now,
As
what
long as
you
it's
got?
not more than like
Question,
15
like,
seconds.
do you get the text if you guys want like schedule for that?
Yes,
Yesterday night we had a lot of text from Sierra
yes.
and like,
Yeah.
There are more of you guys than there are of them.
but yesterday we had just 4 people. Out of 4 people, we just had two regular people and 2 new people.
Yeah.
So they didn't know how to set up even the stage or the bounce floor. Like even the tech will be difficult for them.
Okay. What we need to do, guys, is in the afternoons when some events have ended and there's nothing really going on, start breaking down the events that have already ended. All right. And so, like, if you're diligent throughout the day, everybody's life becomes easy. All right. Because it sucks when you're closing and you show up and it looks like nobody's done anything, kind of like it looked like on Tuesday when I got here, you know. And so you show up Monday night to close, and you're like, what the fuck? What have they been doing all day? You know? Same thing when you show up Tuesday morning, and you're like, what did the closing guys do last night? You know? And so when I first got hired into Wolf's job, my closing guy during the week was a guy named Chooks, and my opening guy during the week was a guy named Kelly. And they were the best 2 guys I had, and all they did was bitch about each other. All right? Because they didn't know what each other was doing. And so Kelly would come in and he'd have all the stuff from the night before. Well, then Chooks would come in and there's this huge mess and he didn't have time to preset everything because he was cleaning up all the messes that were left throughout the day. Right? So it's that pay it forward kind of mentality. You know what I mean? Like you should never be sitting still. You should never be hiding in a room. You should never be playing on the computer. Right? You should always be constantly looking for something to do. Okay?
Especially if you're on the clock and we're paying you. I'm not gonna pay you to play on the iPad.
And I guarantee you there's work to be done.
Since many weeks for the weekends, the crew has been like working out since like 2 or 3 in the morning. So it's like a lot of text to be cleared for the crew, plus the building stuff. So it's like if someone drops the shift, we take at least 3 or 2 a.m. to finish the whole thing.
What was the first part of that sentence?
Sorry.
What was the first part of that
If
last sentence?
someone like it's usually someone has dropped the shift, or like it's usually like 2 or 3 a.m. That's what even Simon told me, and even the crew told me.
Yeah. Well, I believe you, but I think the big problem that is, that's part of it. I mean, the other part is getting, our numbers swelled up. To
Yeah, our technician
Doing the
shifts.
text plus doing the things would be very difficult. If it's like once or twice a week, it's okay, but every day is the difficult for us.
Kelly, you want me to bring this back?
I have a semi-related note as far as like scheduling that I brought this up a while back. But when like tech and crew both have to set things up in Bluebonnet, if there's a way we could schedule that so that does not happen at the same time, like if tech has to do a light hang, if we could do that before building crew comes in and sets up tables, anytime we have to get the lift out, just so we don't have to drive around tables and chairs. Because that makes it. Because if we have to move a bunch of chairs out of the way and
Yeah,
then
no,
move
I
back afterwards.
got you. As I fill out my technician ranks and make sure that my new people are able to be shoved out of the nest and they won't fall and die, the schedule will be fleshed out a little more. As it is now, I really only have 3 people that I can throw at something, and I can't put you guys on 40 hours a week and expect you to also attend your classes. So there will be shifts that are just left
Literally
open.
can't do that.
Yeah. But-
So, Pranav, to your comment, I have challenged these guys to do 5 interviews a week. 5 a week. for the last 4 weeks. Okay, we're trying to get people
I
in
don't
here.
have.
I'm not complaining, but like
He
you
emailed
said,
me
like,
last night. I don't have his
the crew is
application.
very tired, gets very tired. Just for crew.
I told him to come into the
5
office and
minutes.
talk to me.
Yeah, what I'm saying is we're trying to get more people in here
looked
so that
good
doesn't
for the
happen.
whole thing.
Okay.
There's no Omar
Last
Gonzalez.
week we had 2.5 days where we didn't come to work because
Yeah,
of weather.
he emailed me last
This
night. I
week,
saw it. I
We
looked
lost a day
because I
because
was
of weather.
excited.
And we're still trying to make up from last week, so we didn't hit our 5
I
interviews.
don't have.
Next week is spring break, so we're not gonna do it. We're gonna keep fighting to get more guys in here, but at the same time, that doesn't help the situation. You know what I mean? So what we need to do is we need to work more during the day.
You can come out, interview him,
you know,
but unless I
and help
have
each
an
other out.
application
Yeah.
digitally, I can't
I'm
hire.
not complaining, but it's just
So
a-
he's gonna come in.
I don't know. I
If
emailed
you
him,
could
told
get
him
training
to.
for
He didn't
the-
reply.
Like
As
blue
long as
team,
it's-
blue bonnet and rosebud both.
Yeah.
Because if sometimes if someone doesn't come, then we would be able to do that.
There's an event and the event technician comes here, he's not sure, we should be able to figure out the first thing.
Yeah, no, that's something that, once we have a full team on board, we wanna make it so that before you can move from crew leader to building supervisor, you have to know all the assistant technician stuff. Before you can move from assistant technician to technician, you have to know all the crew leader stuff, right? Because it's the same thing for them. If they're working an event and they're a sound system wizard and somebody says, hey, I need a serpentine table, what the fuck knob is that? You know, they don't know what serpentine tables are, so it works both ways. But yeah, that's something that we've talked about the rest of the address.
Yeah, the sooner we get away from 5 a.m. clockouts, the better.
Well, starting the week after spring break, there should be a regular daytime technician scheduled every day of the week for issues like this. Or if a random light hang comes up, or I get a last minute request for something, then I'll have somebody. I would like to have a dedicated morning technician and a dedicated afternoon technician, and then I'll just have open evening shifts, and I'll assign whoever needs to take them to those places. But hopefully going forward, starting the week after spring break, we shouldn't be running into this problem as often.
Would you guys like to have the day after tomorrow on your iPad? So like, let's say for example, you're walking around and you're working the afternoon shift and Blue Bonnet's out and you can start cleaning. Would you like to know what's going on the next day? So have 2 days worth of information on the iPad?
Yeah.
Would this cause confusion?
No.
Because my concern is you set up on Tuesday for Wednesday's event. That would be my concern.
Well,
We
At
at
the-
least know if there are some rooms on hold, if like we can do that
Yeah.
beforehand. We know what kind of work is there ahead.
Also, we would confirm before we.
Okay.
I just like knowing if I know that I'm coming in for a turnover shift. It'd be nice to know, like, let's say I'm working an event or another turnover shift, and I know I have one coming up. It'd be nice to be able to see how much work there's going to be for that turnover shift, so I can,
Yeah.
prepare myself for that.
I'll
Or
start
even
putting
come
that
in
in the
early.
notes for the shift. Like on the shift itself, there's a comment section. I will start filling that out.
Cause if I can look, if like I have to do a turnover, and I see I'm working by myself, and I see that I have to set up like 6 presenters packages, I might come in early that day.
Yeah.
And it'd be nice to know that ahead of time.
I try not to do that now that I've started building
Yeah.
the schedule.
Just have,
Um,
for the week out.
You know, I got your
Well, I
list
know
of how
part
long
of it
stuff
has
takes.
also been
Yeah.
we've had 3
Like
technicians.
hard copy?
That's true. I mean, yeah, that's
Some
definitely
guys like
compounding.
hard
it.
Well,
copies too.
Ian
But-
should be pretty close
Probably
to
do.
being able to work on his own.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
that gives us 4. Gabriella is one of our newest techs as well.
Hey,
Um,
sorry.
Go
didn't
ahead,
mean to
go
hammer You guys, every week we go over the events that are going to be upcoming for the next 2 weeks. Sometimes in a pinch, I have that available in my office if you need to find something that's not there. What about if that's just always available? So at any given moment, you can see what's going on anytime later in the week.
Could be
So it works for me. Yeah.
I just tell you guys what 2 weeks on my desk.
Yeah,
feel like you need it.
I mean,
So
that
I'll
works.
just
That works
migrate
too.
that to
The
somebody.
three-
As long as we have the information available somewhere.
Yeah.
I think really the most important data to really know, especially for turnovers, is how soon can we actually start coming in.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, would you rather I not just do a 9 to 11:30 shift?
I'd rather. I think I remember James doing this at least a little bit. that based on what events could be turned over,
Mhm.
like if there was a presenters or two that started at 7,
Mm-hmm.
and that would kind of, and everything else had to start like, it'd be turned over after 9 or 10.
Mm-hmm.
There's enough work there to start at 7 doing those 2 presenters and then hit everything once the time rolls around.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
if
having
I
a more variable, like based on what's actually there.
If I could come in and do like 7 to 10 instead of 9 to midnight, I would rather do that, and just so
I'll look into
I
it.
can be home and get sleep.
Yeah.
I guess that's the challenge too, is looking at each individual day,
Yeah.
especially if you need to double
Yeah,
up. But
but-
one guy's only 7 to 10 in this case.
Well, I mean, you know, if
Yeah.
it has to stay at 9 to midnight to get 2 people, and that's the amount of work, then that's just gonna the way it has to
But
be.
if it's not, then why?
Yeah.
Why have it be that way?
I see, because the problem that I feel like I'm going to run into, especially with the chaos that we're coming up on,
Mhm.
is I may have 3 shifts in a day that are event shifts.
Yeah.
Like you have to tech the event, and then I will also need turnover done, and I won't have enough technicians.
Well,
that-
this is just an
are available.
optimization
Yeah.
thing. And honestly, like the last couple weeks, we've been talking to each other through just text and saying, "Hey, I know we're on the same shift. Let's go in at 7 and see what's there to begin with, and just kind of like keep fingers
Yeah.
crossed there's enough to do to start working."
Or
Okay.
I've split shifts, like I'll talk to someone who's like, I'm gonna come in at 7 and I'll do half of it, and then I come in at 9 and do the other half.
Okay.
And it's like,
So we've been
it
kind
all
of
got done.
optimizing on our own, but it's still there's still that like I hope there's enough work now
Yeah.
to do it.
Okay.
So
I'll try. I'm all about efficiency. I'll try to
Floating ideas.
make it
So,
schedule work.
housekeeping thing. Earlier when we were talking about the stage closet, right? Did you say that there was not supposed to be a cocktail table and stage closet at all?
No, there is, but it's
There
only
is, okay.
one.
yeah, I think there was 3 in that photo.
Yeah. So there's 3 in this photo.
Gotcha.
There's 2 little ones back here, and this big one here. This big one holds 20 tables. These little ones only hold 6. You know, and
Yeah.
we leave them down because we use cocktail tables so much in Paladero Lounge. We also use them for offsites a lot, so we try to leave them down in offsite and Paladero closets for that reason.
So the big ones in Bluebonnet, the little ones in color.
Yeah.
Did
So-
any of you have questions for us that you thought of over the last week? Because I know we said that this is a time for you to ask questions. Is there anything that hasn't already been asked or addressed? Did anybody have anything?
Yeah, that's another thing. The vacuum cleaners, I put in my building report. I know you guys are like really big on this vacuum, trying to vacuum the rooms, but like none of the vacuum cleaners work.
We
Like,
just sent 2 off this week for repair. And so, yeah, it's one of those that we were kind of told that they didn't work, but we didn't know which ones didn't work, and it was like, do they work, do they not work? We don't know.
Oh, while we were